Can you please talk about how you look at motor tech and how it can enhance or support the industry?
See, as I spoke in my opening address as well, I think it's the time has come that we need to collaborate. The whole ecosystem in the auto space, they need to collaborate to get the better results in future. So, be it the manufacturers, be it the service providers, be it the end users. Unless and until we collaborate, we'll not get the right benefit out of it. So that's I think forums like these could maybe foster these kind of collaborations and cooperations amongst people. So.
You are leading India's one of the most prominent vehicle manufacturing company, and it always force you to face a lot of challenges. What kind of manufacturing challenges you see in this modern era of manufacturing?
So I think the biggest challenge we likely to have is a question of mindset. So we last about 5, 6, 8 years we've been talking a lot about Industry 4.0. But actually, if you see its deployment in the shop floor levels, the large OEMs still are getting into it, but the MSMEs are still way behind. So the mindset says that what we are doing is the best and it can't improve. But if you actually get into some of these, 4.0 technologies, see the benefits out of it, it's immense. It's a question of, having your mindset is, yes, we can do things better, then why not? I think that is what is very important at the moment. And of course, it comes with that the training of the people in these new technologies is definitely a must. Otherwise, it will never happen.
Yeah, I would like to know more about that. What kind of initiatives you take up to enhance skill sets or upskilling?
If you talk about Industry 4.0, for example, or the digitalization that's happening now these days, we have created in Maruti a separate division altogether called Digital Enterprise. And that is the area which is spearheading and driving some of these digital improvements across all functions of the company, including manufacturing. And so they have gotten some experts and they have worked a lot on this field, and now doing specific projects in operations. Also, they have started doing some projects on digitalization and Industry 4.0. And now, more recently, we are working on a co-pilot for Maruti. So like the ChatGPT, Maruti has also just developed its own chatbot to help us in further improvements going forward.
Absolutely. And you spoke about the mindset as one of the challenge. When we talk about workflow and assembly lines, what kind of transition challenges you are facing when you move towards EV manufacturing or moving towards latest technology adoptions?
So I think right from beginning, being a Japanese company, having a Japanese philosophy and a Japanese way of working, I think one thing very good about the Japanese way of working is that anything you want to do in the shop floor, you have to take people along. You have to get them into the fold. In fact, what they do is they ask the shop floor workers. We have QC circles, we have suggestion schemes. I mean, these kind of schemes are driven by basically the Japanese philosophy, whereby the workers on the shop floor, the supervisors, they are the people who think of improvements, they give suggestions, and that is what is most sustainable in the long run, because it's coming from them. So any improvement that happens coming from them is something which will happen automatically thereafter. So therefore, I think whether it is any new technology coming in, be it 4.0, digitalization or EVs, we have to see how we can take them along, prove to them, show to them the benefits out of any new thing that you're doing, and it'll happen faster. But of course, EV is totally a different ball game. We have not had experience of EVs. In fact, the world over, the experience on EV is very, very minimal. So definitely, I think a lot of training on the EV technology, and that's one of the reasons why in our Automobile Center for Excellence right here, where you're standing, we have developed a very, very comprehensive training on EV, including having all the vehicle ranges, cut sections, troubleshooting. Safety is very important in EV vehicles. We have a specialized module on safety of EV vehicles. In fact, last week I had visited IIT Gandhinagar. There is an expert professor who's from MIT earlier, and she's working a lot on the safety requirements of EV vehicles, the safety detection of early fires. So we are seeing how we can collaborate with her. She visited our institute last week again.
That's great. So when we are looking at the manpower side, we still see it is muscular, male dominated. What kind of initiatives required to bring women into this line of business?
So I think as we get more and more digital, as we get more and more automated, it is a transition which will happen much easier now. And because you don't need, for example, in Maruti, when we started our production lines, everything was more or less manual that time. But over the years, we have got into a lot of automation. All the difficult jobs have already been automated, including handling of tires for fitting on the vehicles, handling of tires for the spare wheel fitment. Everything involved a lot of muscle. But now muscles are not required and any lady can come and work on that. So I think it's a transition which has already happened, and now very recently we have recruited some 30 to 40 women workers, fresh out of the ITIs, and deployed them in one of our shops. So I think we've been a little slow on this, but I think things are changing and we are
Very impressive.
fully committed to do it now.
That's very impressive. Also, one more thing, sir. This is out of curiosity that we see in India. Many engineering colleges are declaring their mechanical seats are empty. People are not preferring much. What must be the undercurrents behind it?
Undercurrents are EV, digitalization, automation. But definitely mechanical skills are the basic skills which are required everywhere. So I don't think it's a good trend, because even if you have to complement the mechanical engineering skills with some of these digital skills, but what would make ideal engineers today? So purely mechanical may not work in future, but you have to have inculcate some of the digital skills, the digital trainings into the curriculum, so that you have an overall engineer coming out of colleges.